Successful businesses understand the value an effective quality management system brings to an organisation. ISO 9001 has served the business community's need to establish, implement and maintain such a system since the late 1980s. Although it's been revised a number of times to maintain its relevance, 2015 will see a significant update to the standard. I'm here today to talk to Charles Corrie to find out why the changes have been made and what they mean for businesses going forward. What led ISO to decide to revise ISO 9001, and what did it consider when initially shaping the new standard?
There were two key issues that led to the decision to revise it. The first was the need to bring it up to date and to reflect the way we now do business. And the second was the advent of a template by ISO for all management system standards. We refer to this template as Annex SL. Beyond those two issues, we needed to make sure that the standard, when it's finally published, will of course be able to be applied effectively by organisations, and that companies that rely on the results of assessments of that standard have confidence that the companies that are assessed provide products and services to a quality level that's satisfactory for them.
Can you explain the main changes to the revision of ISO 9001?
The key change you'll see is the presentation of the standard. Annex SL introduces a number of new clauses, such as on the context of the organisation, leadership, support, operations. What it doesn't include is a clause on preventive action. It also introduces concepts about risk and opportunities in many places of the standard. It doesn't require a management representative. However, the functions of ensuring the effectiveness of the system and reporting to top management still occur. It has a change in the use of documentation and records, because these two terms have now been replaced by an overarching term, documented information. A change from referring to product to referring to services has been introduced to allow us to encompass services more readily in using the standard. The requirements about design and development have become more explicit, especially about whether they can be excluded or not. There are new requirements about managing change, or the management of change. This applies not only to the change to products, to the processes within the organisation, but also to the QMS, the quality management system itself.
What is the context of organisation?
We need organisations to be proactively scanning their situation, i.e. their context, so that they are already aware and are ready to take account of these issues, or are able to react to crises as they occur immediately, so it doesn't have an effect on their product quality or on their customer satisfaction.
Why has there been a change of focus on leadership?
When we look back at some of the earlier editions of ISO 9001, they were a little bit bureaucratic. There were a lot of requirements for documented procedures, and this was a bit off-putting to top management. The new edition of the standard will require top managers to ensure that their quality policies and objectives are aligned with the strategic direction of the organisation. Also, they need to make sure that the quality management system, the QMS, is fully integrated into the business processes that the organisation uses.
Why did ISO feel it important to highlight risk throughout the new standard?
Risk has always been embodied in ISO 9001. It's just never used the word explicitly. There are in fact three key areas of risk that quality has to address, or ISO 9000 has to address. There's the risk that products will not meet their specification. There's the risk that the organisation will not achieve customer satisfaction. And there's the risk that the quality management system itself will be ineffective in making sure that products meet their specification or that the organisation achieves customer satisfaction. The revision of ISO 9001 doesn't just focus on risk. It also requires organisations to be proactively looking for opportunities to improve their performance, their products, their processes, and the effectiveness of their quality system overall.
Will the changes be considered of major significance?
If an organisation has been taking a proactive approach to the way it manages quality, then we would expect it's already doing many of the things that the new requirements may be introducing. However, we still think that some of the changes will spark some new ideas that will be beneficial to them for them to consider. For organisations that have taken perhaps a little bit more of a tick box approach to quality, it could be a bit harder. They may need to reassess their approach to quality overall, and it may mean that they have to change their approach to how they deal with the quality standard.
Now that we are approaching the final draft international standard, how should an organisation best prepare themselves?
We recommend that organisations shouldn't wait. You need to be proactive. Get hold of a copy of either the current draft international standard or the final draft when it's available. Do a gap analysis of your system against the new requirements. Make plans on how to meet any of those identified gaps, and then implement those plans. One thing ISO has planned with the certification and accreditation bodies is a 3-year transition period to allow organisations to migrate to using the new standard in a controlled way. So our message to you is be proactive and start planning your transition as soon as possible.
Do you think the new ISO 9001-2015 achieves the objectives originally set out by the committee at the start of the revision process?
At the moment, the committee is actually doing a validation program to test that very question. Initial indications are that there's a high degree of satisfaction with the way the standard is evolving, that it's meeting users' needs, and that it's meeting the objectives the committee set for the revision.
What impact, if any, do you think the revised standard will have on a business as a whole?
ISO 9001 has been around since 1987. It's had a huge impact worldwide, particularly in the manufacturing and production sectors, where it's really a byword for doing business. So ISO's hoping that from a quality point of view, ISO 9000 will meet the needs of the current users and bring them additional benefits. It will be attractive to new users, but also that by using this Annex SL template structure, it will enable organisations to incorporate elements from other standards about environmental management, social responsibility, good governance into their management systems, and will help them be more transparent in the way they work and operate, and that will bring benefits to all of us.
With a new standard in place, organisations will find it easier to incorporate their quality management system into the core business processes, get more involvement from senior management, and gain greater value from the system.